First of all, I'm not a big meditation master or a yoga guru. I'm an ordinary citizen and a citizen of a Western world, that you can call it. So even though we were born in an Eastern culture, but we migrated to a Western culture, all of us here, from UK, from Australia, or from Canada. So I'm sure we have noticed the big difference between the Eastern culture and the Western culture. And now, slowly, the Western culture, thanks to the technology, the Western culture is slowly going towards the East. And whatever the good thing from East is coming to the West. It's already come to the West. That's what Swami Vivekananda, when he visited Chicago in later part of the 19th century, he said, our goal is to bring the goodness of the East to the West and take the goodness and the science of the West to the East. That's Swami Vivekananda's words. So we all live in the Western countries and we all know the lifestyle. Our lifestyle in the Western country is more goal-oriented. We know we are always planning for tomorrow, for next week, for next month, or the next 5 years. And our system here in the Western country is very much task producing. We have to produce tasks. There are deadlines. There are guidelines there. And there are time. I mean, it's great that we started exactly here at 6 o'clock and end at 6:30. The timing, it's all very strictly done. That is what we call the Western lifestyle or the Western culture. That is why the Western countries are rich and they are called developed. Now, I'm not here to argue whether the Western lifestyle is good or bad, or is it harmful, or no, that's not my purpose here. We have to live in the Western world, but how do we practice our self-improvement? When I call self-improvement, it's physical, it's mental. சகோதரி அவர்கள் அருமையாக சொன்னார்கள், தியானத்தினால் வரும் பலன்கள் என்ன என்று. We can focus our work, do our work good. We can actually relax. There is a stress reliever. Absolutely. But let me ask a question to everyone. I think we all should ask this question. Is that the main purpose of meditation? They are products of meditation. They are the benefits of meditation. But what is the main purpose of meditation? Have we ever thought about it? Now, the Western lifestyle, I somehow briefly explained it, but it's more to that. We know some of us always live in the past. நான் அங்க ஊர்ல இருக்கேக்கல விதானியாரா இருந்தேன், நான் அங்க இருக்கேக்கல ஒரு ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ல சீஃபா இருந்தேன், நான் என்னுடைய தாத்தா இவ்வளவு நிலம் வச்சிருந்தவர். Some of us live in the past and most of us live in the future. Oh, tomorrow I have an exam, tomorrow I have to go there, and next month we have to do this. This is great, there is no doubt about it. But what happens when we start doing the meditation? This meditation time is used for planning for my next hour or next day. I'm sure we all experience that. But is that the way we're going to do meditation? So I've asked two questions. One is, what's the purpose of the meditation? And the way we should do meditation. So when you close your eyes, that's a great time because we're not sleeping. The other time we close our eyes is to sleep. And sleeping, our brain just shuts down or slow down or goes into a sleepy state. So we don't do any planning. But when we start meditating in a Western world, there comes our planning. Let's be honest. Oh, and sometimes, or most of the time, we actually get that thought, oh my God, I forgot today I have a meeting at 11 o'clock. So this is the big, I don't call it problem. This is what we live. This is the real Western world we live. And we try to do the meditation, or we try to do the all the good stuff from the East. Our religion, Hindu religion, I mean, I'm not here to preach Hindu religion, or meditation is for everyone. Even Jesus Christ meditated. So I'm going to come to the answer. What's the purpose of meditation? But when we actually try to do something good, we have to adopt the meditation to our own lifestyle. So the lifestyle of planning and executing and going forward, we are going in a very vicious cycle. And taking a holiday becomes another task. Doing meditation is another task. 10 o'clock, I have to be in the meditation class, or 11 o'clock, in the UK, I have to be in the meditation class. Many of us set up an alarm. So that's what in the Western lifestyle, we have these famous words called work-life balance. And in Canada, I'm not sure about the UK or Australia, we don't have a retirement age. So if you're healthy, both physically and mentally, you can work until you die. So we don't, in Sri Lanka, I think the retirement age has been extended to 65. So here we are working. We are working throughout our lives. I know many of you are retired. You say retired, but you don't stop working. And many of you here are housewives. Housewives don't retire. They get appointed as housewives, they work as housewife, and they die as housewife. That is 24-hour job. That's the most difficult job in the world. Nobody retires, and nobody retires in the Western world, which is great. Now comes the question, what is the purpose of life? So here I'm going into a little bit philosophy here. So we born, some of us are born in Sri Lanka. We migrated to a Western country, and most of us are doing really well. When I say really well, there are lots of different meanings here. You could be really well financially, you could be really well health-wise, and you can really well by your profession. Your success is measured in the Western world by money, the positions, and how much influence you have. This is measured. The success is measured. So most of us are successful. But is that the purpose of purpose of life? You're born, eat, sleep, and one day we are going to go. So there'll be celebrations of life, and people will remember us. Is it what we are here for? So this is the $1 million question. Again, I'm attaching a dollar value here. That's a typical Westerner. $1 million question. What is the purpose of life? This question is not a new question. This question has been around millions of years. Every sage, it can be Manikavasakar, it can be Jesus Christ, it can be Prophet Muhammad. Every sage asked, and every sage tried to answer. Many of them answered, but What is the purpose of life? It's a big question here. So the purpose of life in Hinduism, they say self-realization. So everybody wants to know, how do I realize myself? So it's a simple, I can say simply here, self-realization. So you realize yourself, who are you? So there comes Bhagavad-Gita. So Bhagavad-Gita was not taught on a university campus, but it was taught on a battlefield. So when Arjuna saw the whole army of people who are standing there with weapons to fight, and he was really upset because he's going to kill all his relatives and friends. And the Bhagavad Gita was preached in a battlefield, in the Kurukshetra. So in Kurukshetra, we live in Kurukshetra every day. That is what it symbolizes. We live in Kurukshetra. We have to work with our friends. We have to work with our relatives. We have to live in the world. So that's what they say. Lord Krishna never took up arms, but he held 5 horses. These are our 5 senses. And he taught Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita, the essence of life. And one chapter in Bhagavad Gita, I would recommend everybody to go through that, is Dhyana Yoga. Why should Lord Krishna teach meditation, dhyana, in a battlefield? Good question. Because we all live in that same situation in Kurukshetra. We are surrounded by enemies. We are surrounded by friends. So that's a beautiful shlokas in Dhyana Yoga. I'm not going to go through everything here. So what is the purpose of life? They say self-real. This is a question we are searching answers every day. தமிழ்ல சொல்றது என்ன? தேடுதல். அந்த தேடுதல் வாழ்க்கை முழுக்க இருக்க போகின்றது. அந்த தேடுதல் நம் எல்லோருக்குள்ளும் இருக்கின்றது. அந்த தேடுதல் வருவதற்காக நமது இந்து சமயத்திலே பல வழிகளை முதலிலே சொல்லி இருக்கிறார்கள். அந்த சரியை கிரிய யோகம் ஞானம் என்று சொல்லி, அந்த கன பேர் என்ன நினைக்கிறது, இந்த கோயிலுக்கு போய் சாமி கும்பிடுறது, அர்ச்சனை செய்யறது, பாலாபிஷேகம் செய்யறது, இந்த சிலை வழிபாடு எல்லாம் வந்து no, that's not for me. I am here to meditate. I am here, I'm on a higher level. This is like telling, I don't want to go to grade 1, 2, and 3, but I straight away go and do the grade 10. That is not possible. So these are little steps our religion has brought in. Yes, temples are essential. The Sami சிலைகள் கிரியைகள் எல்லாமே essential. But what happens is many of us are stuck there. அதுல இருந்து மேல போறதில்லை. தேர் திருவிழா நல்ல விஷயம். தேர் திருவிழா எங்களது ஆத்மீக பயிற்சிக்கு ஒரு நல்ல விஷயம். ஆனால் அதிலேயே நின்று விடும்போதுதான் அந்த purpose of life என்றும் அந்த ஒரு விஷயம் எங்களால் பிடிபடாமல் போகின்றது. இப்படியாக படிப்படியாக every step our religion has brought it in. So பக்தி ஒரு பக்கம். அந்த பக்தியிலிருந்து சில கிரியைகள், ஹோமம் வளர்ப்பது போன்ற கிரியைகள், இவையெல்லாம் நமக்கு பயிற்சி கொடுக்கிறது. Like a coach before a cricket match, he is practicing in the nets, but the cricketer should not remain in the nets. It should go to the field and play in the field. So for that, the mind should be clear. So சகோதரி முதலில் எனக்கு முதல்ல இந்த தியானத்தை ஆரம்பித்து அருமையாக கூறினார். Meditation helps with concentration. Meditation helps relieve stress. Meditation helps in good health. Meditation helps in good sleep. That is absolutely true. But are those the purpose of meditation? So Swami Vivekananda, I'm just going to get back to Swami Vivekananda. He gives a nice example when a lake has waves, when a lake has lake is muddy, or you go to a sea. I'm sure everybody has gone to a beach holiday sometime in your, sometimes every year, sometimes once in 2 years. When you see there are a lot of waves in the sea, you cannot see the bottom of the sea, or you cannot see the bottom of the lake when there is waves and when it is cloudy and muddy. Same thing, Swami Vivekananda says, when our mind has got lots of waves and it is confused and it's so much muddy, we cannot look to the bottom of the mind. So we have to go inside, look inside the mind to know what is the real purpose of life. So to go inside the mind, meditation helps. தன்னை அறிந்து இன்பமுற வெண்ணிலாவே தந்திரம் நீ சொல்ல வேண்டும் வெண்ணிலாவே. இது ராமலிங்க சுவாமிகள் பாடல். தன்னை அறிவதற்கு இந்த மனதுக்கு உள்ளே புகுந்து அடியிலே போய் என்னதான் இருக்கின்றது என்று பார்ப்பதற்கு தியானம் உதவுகின்றது. அப்ப when we live especially in the world of Western country, in a Western lifestyle, we are always, the thoughts are bombarding us from here, there. Thanks to the technology, I mean, one way the technology is helping us to meet, but the technology and the cell phones, the Facebook, the WhatsApp, we are constantly bombarded with all the dirt and all the waves and mud from different sources. I'm sure everywhere, including myself. Every day I cannot take away the cell phone and put it on one side because I have to be active. I have to be updated. The breaking news. I have to tell everyone the breaking news. Somebody has died. Somebody is won the Nobel Prize. I have to be. So what's happening? Our brain is not designed for that. This is like a computer. You have only so many gigabytes of memory and so many gigabytes of RAM. RAM is random access memory. Now, when you open up too many windows, the computer is going to slow down and it's going to crash one day. So in the Western world, we are trained to multitask. We will be eating and we will be also looking at the WhatsApp, or the TV will be going on. So the Western world, the mind has so much waves, and to look to the bottom of the mind, we need to practice meditation. That is the main purpose of meditation, because one day, the three things, I don't know, the Buddha used to, the three things, we cannot avoid it. I'm sure everybody knows. We're getting old. Yes, we cannot avoid. We can shave our head and look young. We can dye our hair and look young. Yes, that's great. And we can do many things to slow down our age externally, but we have to age. Getting a disease, that's the second one, we cannot avoid. And the third one is the death. So Swami Vivekananda again says, think of death every day if you want to be happy. That doesn't mean you're always in fear of somebody's going to kill you. No. Think, you're not permanent here. Think, this is a temporary task given by the Creator. You name it. So to get that, I mean, thinking is fine, but to think and realize and practice, meditation is the best tool which was invented, or which was discovered by thousands and thousands of years by rishis and munivargal, தவ வலிமை உடையவர்கள், அவதார புருஷர்கள். These people had this tool among us. But it was like a university professor. It's like, I can give you an example of internet. Internet was there in early 70s. They were used for military purpose. It never came to a common man's application. Satellite was there. Satellite applications were there in even 60s and 70s. But it was not brought to the common man's applications. Latest one, mRNA vaccines. We all got the COVID vaccines. Hope everybody's got the COVID vaccine. mRNA technology was already there 30 years ago, treating cancers. Now, from the university labs, we have brought that to the common man to use. Internet is now a common man's tool. Same thing. Rishis in Himalayas sat and meditated, and they realized and they looked inside, depth of the mind. But that was in the university or labs. But now, people, rishis like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, Brahmana Maharishi, Jesus Christ, these people brought the technology, or I don't call it technology, the meditation to the common people, to us. Lord Krishna's sayings are great, but these people experimented. All these avatar Purushas, all these great saints brought to us, and it is our duty to get into this. Initially, we will be getting all the benefits, stress relief, no depression, focus. But remember, the ultimate goal of meditation is self-realization. It will slowly come. And once we realize, that is the purpose of life.